Well, Housewives of Atlanta season 11 three-part reunion has finally come to a close. And they basically got to what everybody was wondering about. Nene and her closet. Man, I have to say, um, this was the most interesting part three. Uh, they did talk about a lot of the shadiness that's been going on all season, but most importantly, what took place in Nene's closet. So basically, Andy opens up, or the episode opens up with them talking about the meltdown. The ladies talking about the meltdown that took place um, at the dinner table at Nene's Bywick party, and then kind of going into what happened with the closet situation. Nene basically interrupts Andy and says, "Look, I had a breakdown. I'm human. It is what it is." They start going into specifics. Portia's story is a little bit shaky. First, she was pulled, then she was pushed, then she was tugged. So that wasn't really clear. Some of the ladies were shaking their head. Some of them seemed like they didn't agree with what it is that Portia was saying. We come to find out that one of the producers had their, or the cameraman had their shirt ripped. We saw that. Also, we come to find out that one of the producers had their tooth knocked out, went to the hospital. Nene was surprised, baffled by that. Candy kind of co-signed that under her breath. She's like, "Yeah, I think he cracked his tooth." Whatever. Andy tried to get Nene to be remorseful, and it didn't work. And some people may say that's immature. Some people are saying that Nene should take responsibility for her action. Here's the thing, okay? Nene mentioned that it was stated and understood by production, cameramen, whoever, that her closet was off limits as it pertains to filming. So if that agreement, it was already the standard before filming, if they had an understanding, they comprehended, they agreed to it, why were the cameras attempting to go into her closet? What I have a problem with is people making it seem like Nene was out of line, out of control in her home, where she pays the cost to be the boss, basically. If you come into my home and you trespass when there was already boundaries set, then you set yourself up for whatever happens. Nene did state that, no, she shouldn't have put her hands on anyone, but did she put her hands on someone as far as the producer whose shirt she ripped, or did she put her hand on his article of clothing? All right, whatever. That may be semantics. I just was annoyed at the fact that everyone was so, oh my God, she ripped his shirt. Oh my goodness. You were told not to trespass. I mean, if there's a big sign somewhere that says no trespassing and you trespass, 9 times out of 10, you're breaking the law. You're gonna go to jail. I just found that very irritating. That really irritated me in the show. Nene kept her composure. She kept it cool. They move on to talking about Eva and her finances, or lack thereof. Eva really, I tried to hang in there with you, Eva girl, but you really just made me just annoyed, just utterly annoyed. Marlo as well as Candy stated that three of her bridesmaids called her out, was not even called her out, was talking about her behind her back. Eva swore it was only one. They confirmed that it was more than one. And they talked about her finances. She started to a little bit go into her previously abusive relationship, which is the cause of her moving from place to place. Her home address was leaked. Okay, fine. Fine. I can understand if that's true. That makes sense. You have a daughter, you have a husband now. You want to make sure that yourself and your family are safe. Then they go into talking about her finances. And she just makes a beeline. Like, she completely, like, you bypassed what it is that was being asked of her. She did address some of the things vaguely. She bypassed what was being asked and then started coming at Nene. Like, wait, what? Nene was sitting there like, wait, are you talking to me? You need to address these people who are talking about your finances and your friendships. I thought that was a cop out. I thought that was a total cop out. We're talking about you, Eva, and your cost of your wedding, which I don't even understand why people care about, but whatever. It's the reunion. You have to bring it up. It happened during the season. I understand. Um, you basically just bypassed that and started talking about how Nene isn't a friend and this, that, and the third thing. And I'm like flabbergasted. What? Moving along. Cynthia and Nene. This is what I wanted to get to. Cynthia, even your castmates admitted that it looks shady. Eva stated that Nene has every right to feel the way she feels. Her feelings are valid because it does look shady. I think Cynthia is not getting it, or she chooses not to get it because she knows she effed up. She could say that she didn't know Kenya was coming all she wants. But the fact of the matter is, you did not notify your friend that someone who has an issue with your friend is coming. You invited her. That is the point of all of this that you refuse to accept because you don't want to tarnish your goody two shoes image, and you just don't want to accept it. When I'm glad that they showed the footage, and you can see that Nene was trying to keep her composure when they actually aired the audio of Candy saying that she was mic'd. You can tell that Cynthia was trying to come up with but see what she had, and I didn't invite it. She was backpedaling and she was drowning. Nobody threw her a lifeline. She was drowning. She was trying to swim to shore. And it just looked pathetic. For you to be a 50-something-year-old woman, you couldn't just admit, you know what? I should have told you. I should have told you. Yes, we know that you can invite anyone you want. If that's your defense, you have a weak defense. We know that you can invite whomever you choose to. That's not the issue. The fact of the matter is that you invited Kenya and you did not tell Nene, whether you thought she was going to come or not. Kenya even blew up your spot and said, you knew I was coming. You wanted me here. I noticed that when they panned back to the scene of Candy walking in Kenya, Candy made it a point to say, Cynthia, you wanted Kenya here, and she's here. Exactly. You wanted her there. Nene brought up the fact that, Kenya decides to go on this social media rant and say these derogatory or petty things to Nene, and Cynthia never checks Kenya. We've seen this on previous seasons. Cynthia basically goes to bat for Kenya for whatever reason. And I find it very interesting that you're going hard for someone who just last season you didn't consider her a friend. You're still getting to know her. Your words, not mine. Cynthia said this in reference to Kenya. So you're going so hard. So is it that you really have an underlying problem with Nene and you're not going to say nothing, but you're going to make it manifest in other ways? Petty. People have a tendency to do that. They don't want to say outright what their issue is with you, but they'll dig a little, or they'll do something that they know will get their friend upset and get a rise out of them. When she was talking to Mike, I'm glad Andy brought this up. When you were talking to Mike at the party, your words were, I'm supposed to act like Kenya, like I didn't know Kenya was coming. You had no defense for that. If anything, you should have just kept your mouth shut because you made yourself look even more disloyal. Is it worth ending? Is it worth Nene and Cynthia's friendship ending? I can't say. I've cut people off for less. Call me petty. Sometimes you know what you know, and this could be an accumulation of things. There could be an accumulation of things that Cynthia has done on and off camera that we don't know about. But I feel like people criticizing Nene for wanting to end the friendship with Cynthia is unfair because only we ourselves know how much we can take. We're allowed to say, you know what, I'm not taking this anymore. For some people, it just takes one instance. For others, it may take a trailer load of instances. But I don't think it's fair for us to say whether Nene should or should not continue the friendship with Cynthia. If she chooses not to continue the friendship with Cynthia, then she has valid reasons. Whether we agree or not, it's valid to her. Everybody has that right. Personally, I don't know. I would, based off of that, yeah, I wouldn't really have much to say to Cynthia because, Cynthia also said something um, when Nene asked her, why are you letting these things pile up? You're not addressing any of these things that Kenya is saying to me. And it was very telling when Cynthia said, well, was Nene being mean first? There you go again. Why are you taking up for Kenya and you claim I've been there for Nene through her trying times, and seems like you're done. Maybe you have an underlying issue with Nene and this was probably your way of getting back at her. And again, Cynthia can invite whomever she wants to her party. That is not the issue. The issue is, why didn't you tell Nene that you invited her? Regardless if Nene chose to come, regardless if you knew Kenya was going to come or not, you failed to tell your friend that someone that has an issue with her and has had issues with her in the past will be attending your function. So to me, that seems like you had an ulterior motive, and you are probably securing your spot or securing your peach for season 12 because you want to have this, storyline of you and Kenya being friends. I will say this to you, Cynthia. Good luck when if Kenya is returning to the show for season 12, when Kenya pretty much uses you for whatever it is that she needs to use you for. She chews you up and spits you out, because that girl is not loyal to you. She's only befriending you because she knows that it pisses off Nene and it's a sore spot for Nene. And if you're too stupid to see that, then whatever it is that Kenya dishes out to you, you deserve. I mean, as far as the reunion, it was good. It took 3 parts to gain this momentum. I'm pretty sure everyone has a clear understanding of what transpired in the closet. Andy didn't confirm nor deny that production member went to the hospital. I thought that was very interesting. He didn't confirm nor deny it. But I thought Nene held her own, as she should have. She was being attacked from every angle. She kept her composure. Some may call it passive aggressive, but I feel like there comes a point where there's nothing more to argue about. If you want to have the stage, then have it. She's valid in her feelings. Some people just don't take certain things into consideration, don't expect them to. Friendships come and friendships go. Some people say it's sad that their friendship has to end over this. I disagree. Better late than never. If a friendship is going to disintegrate and end, I'd rather it end, disintegrate, things get exposed, so that I can use that time to mourn the friendship and move on to bigger and better things. It is what it is. Will they be okay? Maybe. I don't know. We don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they are friends again. If Nene does choose to link back up with Cynthia, I advise her to be cautious. Same thing with Cynthia. Just be cautious. You never know. Nene may hold some malice and try to get you back. You never know. So people can be petty. So overall, I thought it was a good 3-part sit down. I'm glad that everything pretty much was out on the table in part 3. Nene held her own. What's to come for season 12? Lord only knows. We'll see. Be on the lookout, for back and forth as far as social media is concerned, because it seems that's exactly where all the drama takes place. So we shall see. Well, this wraps up part 3 of the reunion. I don't know what's going to replace this, but I hope Nene is remaining strong. I really hope, if it's salvageable, that her and Greg can salvage their relationship. If not, listen, things born, things are built, things die. It's all a part of life. So just move on with sophistication and grace, and just pray for better days. Signing off, Royal Family. Until next time, peace.